Jammu and Kashmir. Now the poll pitch is definitely getting heated. Now, 2 days after Omar Abdullah came out and said that he thought that execution of Afzal Guru served no purpose and was futile, there is no end to the flack that he is getting for those comments. After Union Home Minister Amit Shah, today it was Rajnath Singh's turn to remind Omar Abdullah that his stand is futile, because what else could have been done with a man who was convicted of a parliament terror attack that ended up killing 9 people? Rajnath Singh asked Omar Abdullah, should Afzal Guru have been garlanded instead?
See, my unfortunate thing was that the J&K government had nothing to do with Afzal Guru's execution. Otherwise, you would have had to do it with the permission of the state government, which I can tell you in no uncertain terms would not have been forthcoming.
Why?
It wouldn't have. We wouldn't have done it. I don't believe that any purpose was served by executing him. I don't.
अभी मैंने सुना कि नेशनल कॉन्फ्रेंस के लीडर उमर अब्दुल्ला साहब ने क्या कहा है? कहा अफजाल गुरु को फांसी नहीं होनी चाहिए थी। मैं पूछना चाहता हूं उमर अब्दुल्ला साहब से कि अफजाल गुरु को यदि फांसी नहीं होनी चाहिए थी, क्या उन्हें सार्वजनिक रूप से माला पहनाया जाना चाहिए? क्या किया जाना चाहिए? इस सवाल का मैं आपसे जवाब चाहता हूं।
Pradeep, it couldn't have been said in any better way. What was Omar Abdullah expecting when he said that Afzal Guru's hanging was futile? What did he expect to be done with a man who was implicated not by some political party but by the Supreme Court of the land for aiding and abetting terrorists in an attack that killed 9 people, and more importantly was an attack on the Indian Parliament?
Yes, you're absolutely right. This was not an ordinary attack. This was an attack on the temple of democracy. This was an attack on Indian Parliament, and in which 9 people lost their life, which included some of those staff members of the Parliament and also security force personnel. But unfortunately, our Kashmiri netas, they continue to play that soft separatism card. He said that he would not have executed Afzal Guru. Afzal Guru was a man who was hand in glove with terrorists. He was a key conspirator. He was in touch with the Jaish-e-Mohammed terrorists. He was the one who had helped 5 Jaish-e-Mohammed terrorists reach this parliament, and where finally they carried out attack. I think this is where actually rightly said by Rajnath Singh. He said that you can't call such people a messiah of peace. He was a terrorist. You can't garland him. And this is what actually these people had been doing. When 2 days back, Home Minister Amit Shah said that by National Conference, if National Conference's Congress will be coming to power, this is only going to encourage terror-related elements, and terror-related activities are further going to increase. I think this is what they have to understand. Reason being that they continue with the policy of appeasement, because if we understand the ABCD since 90, that one, they had been continuing with the policy of appeasement. Second, B is that they had been putting blame on others, as they did in 90 when the exodus of the Kashmiri Pandits took place. Then they had been giving clean sheet to Pakistan and Pak proxies. And then D, they had been trying to discredit pain. And here in this case, they were trying to discredit pain of all those 9 people who lost their lives, discredit pain of the family members of all those 9 people. So that way they're only rubbing salt on the wounds of the family members of martyrs. So there was a need for a closure to the case. There was a need for the justice, and he was executed, because only then the family members got justice in this particular case. But unfortunately, Omar Abdullah will speak for Afzal Guru, Mehbooba Mufti will speak for Burhan Wani, Sonia Gandhi will continue to shed tears for Batla and counter terrorists, but nobody will be speaking for the security force personnel who are taking bullets from their body to ensure peace and prosperity.
It is a deliberate ploy to speak in a language that is very similar to that of the separatists, because perhaps National Conference also realizes that this time around it is not going to be as easy for them to wade through and win these elections as it has been during the reign of terror, where they would have ensured that the turnout was very low and they would win by easy margins. It also shows in the fact that Omar Abdullah this time is contesting from 2 seats, and how Farooq Abdullah has been making similar statements one after the other. In the latest shocker coming from him, he's actually gone on to accuse the BJP of trying to sell Ram for votes.
इनको डर ही तो नेशनल कॉन्फ्रेंस का है, इनका किसी और का डर तो है नहीं, इसीलिए हर तरह से कोशिश करेंगे कि नेशनल कॉन्फ्रेंस को जिस तरह से भी ये बदनाम कर सके करेंगे। वो तो बहुत कुछ कहते हैं, मैं तो उनसे ये कहना चाहता हूँ, जिस भारत को बनाना चाहते हैं हम उस भारत के खिलाफ हैं। भारत जो है वो सबका है, हिंदू का, मुसलमान का, सिख का, ईसाई का, बौद्ध का, जितने भी यहाँ रहने वाले हैं वो यहाँ के हैं। हम घुसपैठिया नहीं हैं, हम मंगलसूत्र नहीं लेने वाले हैं। वो सिर्फ हिंदुओं को डराने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं। वो ये समझते हैं कि हिंदू उनका वोट देगा। पहले तो इन्होंने राम को बेचने की कोशिश की, अब ये डराने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं। और कहते हैं कि अगर नेशनल कॉन्फ्रेंस कांग्रेस आई तो यहाँ पे फिर से वही आतंकवाद शुरू होगा।
मिलिटेंसी के खिलाफ कुर्बानियां दी हैं, वो जम्मू कश्मीर नेशनल कॉन्फ्रेंस ने दी है। मुझे अफसोस होता है जब वजीर आजम साहब, वजीर दाखिला साहब इस तरह की बातें करते हैं। हकीकत को इस तरह से मतलब तोड़ मरोड़ के पेश करना, ये गलत बात है ना।
Naturally, the BJP has taken offense to the statements being made by Farooq Abdullah and his son. Here is how they are reacting.
फारूक अब्दुल्ला राम को बेचने की बात करते हैं। पूरा का पूरा इंडी अलायंस, राहुल गांधी फारूक अब्दुल्ला का जो अलायंस है वैली के अंदर, वो एंटी राम अलायंस है, एंटी हिंदू अलायंस है और एंटी भारत अलायंस है। जम्मू कश्मीर डेवलपमेंट की राह पे है और इससे बात जम्मू कश्मीर की नहीं है। ये पूरे इंडी अलायंस में सिर्फ और सिर्फ कॉमन बात अगर कुछ होती है तो वो होता है सनातन के खिलाफ बोलना।